Hello, so this is going to be my Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League video for the time being, and as you could probably tell from the title, it's going to be focused more on one central thing and not necessarily the game as a whole. I made a video expressing about what I thought about the closed alpha and how I personally didn't feel like the game was worth full price, at least for me, so I'm not buying it for myself until it's discounted. Either that or I'll just run it on Gamefly or something. Today, I'm going to be talking about the scene in Suicide Squad that everyone online has been talking about and give my thoughts on it because I do have some things to say. I haven't played the whole thing for myself, obviously. I just looked up all the gameplay and the story spoilers and yeah. And just so we're clear, this video isn't being made to make you feel like a piece of shit if you bought it. If you're having a good time, that's awesome. Power to you. Game should be fun. I'm glad you're enjoying it. These are just my own personal thoughts on the subject and character that I'm just very passionate about and has nothing to do with the gameplay or the quality of the game as a whole. And if it wasn't obvious by the sound of my voice, I'm still sick, so I'm getting better. But yeah, if I sound a little low energy or just tired, that's why. The scene in question I'm talking about is, Arkham Batman dies. This story element got leaked last month and I ended up addressing it in another video. I think I said something along the lines of giving them the benefit of the doubt and to judge the whole thing when it releases. Well, the whole thing released, and yeah, it's still pretty bad, and a lot of people are pissed about it. And the general counter argument that I'm seeing online is, well, this is called Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League. Of course they were gonna kill Batman. What did you expect, idiot? And yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with that. And it's not really the fact that Batman died, but rather how it was handled. We're given one of the most distasteful, wrong, and disrespectful send-offs to Batman imaginable, especially when we're talking about this version of the character. And this is the main reason why I think people are so upset about it. It's not just another Batman, this is the player. For the better part of a decade, we put hundreds, if not thousands of hours into this character and his story, overcoming impossible odds again and again, truly embodying what it's like to become the Batman. And that same man who we grew an attachment to is taken out back to a park bench and killed by a single gunshot to the head. What the fuck? And I know he had a boss fight beforehand, and take this for what you will because I didn't play it, but it just looked so boring compared to the force fail fight that you have with him at the beginning of the game. He just becomes this giant bat bullet sponge while alternating the same 3 or 4 telegraphed attacks over and over again. The whole thing just feels very tone deaf, like it's not properly reading the room. And I know that the whole game's tone is completely different, but honestly, this whole thing would have been a lot better received if it just wasn't taking place in the Arkham universe. And on a slightly unrelated note, but if I could just be brutally honest with you guys for a second, I never had any interest in this game. I really didn't. I thought the premise was cool, but after seeing that it was a live service looter shooter, I knew that this game wasn't for me. But the only thing that got my attention was that this was in the Arkham universe. And the burning question that I had was what they were going to do about Batman. How is he going to tie into the story? Why is he back? And what can he do about the Justice League turning evil? And as you know, we find out the reason very early on, and the reason why he comes back is just so lame. I was able to see this during the closed beta, and I just remember feeling kind of underwhelmed. Like, dang, Superman just gave Batman a pep talk, and that was enough for him to just change his mind and just do a complete 180 on his grand plan. And I'm sure the rest of the Bat family were pissed when they found out. This is why he comes back. And I just think it's super lazy. Like, I don't think this is something that Batman would do. It feels like a first draft. Like, this was the first thing that they thought of, and then they just never changed it. I saw someone post an alternate scenario on Twitter where they said if they really wanted to have this set in the Arkham universe, they should have made it so that the Justice League turning evil is what brings Batman out of hiding, and he tries to help the Suicide Squad by stopping the Justice League, and he ends up getting captured or brainwashed, and then we have the boss fight and the emotional send-off for the character. I don't think it should have gone exactly like that. And obviously there's a lot more to iron out, but I think it makes more sense than what we were given here, especially since they do a lot of this sort of thing in this game when it comes to backtracking or making changes that don't really make sense within the Arkham canon. Insert Deadshot, insert Poison Ivy, insert Harley Quinn here. This game has a lot of issues, But I truly think that in hindsight, the biggest one for me is that this is set in the same universe as the Arkham games. This is clearly done to get more interest in sales for the game, but I think everything that it does story-wise is a huge disservice to the series. I don't know, it just feels wrong to me that they gave more respect to a character we've only seen one time instead of the thing that made the studio what it is today. And I guess to illustrate what I'm trying to say, I'm going to use a hypothetical scenario from Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, which I'm currently playing through and having an absolute blast with. I'm not done with the game yet, but just in case, there's going to be some minor story spoilers for Kiryu specifically that was shown in the promotional material. So if you don't want to be spoiled on that for whatever reason, just skip ahead to the end, basically. So Kiryu, the main protagonist since the first game of the Yakuza series, has cancer. And this is alluded to be his last game in the series. Now imagine you played through the entire game as Kiryu, doing all the sub-stories, everything on his bucket list, and you get through to the end of the game, and it seems like he's going to make it through. And then someone takes him to a park bench and shoots him in the face with a revolver. And that's it. Ironically, they did something like this in Yakuza 7, but that was with a character who was introduced in that same game and not the character who built up the franchise for 20 years. And like I said, everyone's pissed about it. I feel like I haven't seen a single person online who has defended this choice and has defended this scene. And I just truly don't understand what they were thinking of when they came up with, this is how we are going to kill Arkham Batman. This is how the story of the character who built up our entire company is going to end. I just don't get it. I really don't. So that's my rant on Batman's conclusion in the Suicide Squad game. And the last thing that I want to say is that the people who are still using Kevin Conroy's death to justify their hatred for this game and this scene, you're still disgusting. This man loved Batman, and it sounds like he was having a great time voicing the character, as he always does. And Rocksteady also has a very nice tribute for him at the end of the game, which is really cool. But yeah, if we could just stop bringing up the fact that this is Kevin Conroy's last performance, even though it's not anymore, and that he wouldn't approve of this script, or he wouldn't approve of this ending, blah, 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 just stop. Anyways, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this subject in the comments below. And as always, if you like what you see and you want to see more from me, don't forget to hit the like button because it really does help with the video algorithms and all that jazz. And hit the subscribe button if you want to see more. Thank you all again so much for watching. I hope you all have a great rest of your evening. I'm really hoping that for the next video, I will sound a lot better and have a little more high energy and pep in my step. But yeah, it's been a really rough couple of weeks trying to get rid of this. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time.